Good morning and welcome. Today we have Simon Langham, who is the founder and the CEO of numbox. Simon, thanks for coming. Now, very interested to talk to you because out of all the 65,000 people who are here today, you may be the only person who's never been here before. So what's your first impression?
Wow, very large show, lots to see, lots to absorb, lots to take in. It's a great experience. It's very different to the trade shows that I've been to in other industries. It's daunting, but it's great to see so many different stands displaying many different things and being able to learn and see a different industry and absorb that.
It's interesting to compare it to other trade shows. What sort of trade shows would you normally attend?
Predominantly the water industry is what I've come from. So IWEX is a show that in the UK you can go to. And recently IP shows, DevOps shows, IT, web development.
Okay, so these are very vertically focused shows, I would say.
Yes.
Vertical sectors.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you walked around, where was the first place you headed to? What does a first-time visitor do, daunted with 46,000 square foot of
I was very fortunate to be walking around with somebody that knows where to go. We went straight to Hall 8 and saw a lot of the digital signage, software and platforms and systems. The LG stand stands out. The minute you walk in, you see some fantastic screens there, so that was very interesting. But there's so much, but I haven't had the opportunity really to look, even on the fourth day, to really absorb everything that's here. So straight into Hall 8 and the digital signage.
Okay, but if you're interested, we had a debate, and we did a televised debate yesterday on the AV magazine stand, and talked about what would newcomers do, where would they go, how confused can they be? I mean, this is the trouble. If you go to LG, can they supply everything that you want to put together?
No. You obviously go to the LGs because they're brands that we recognise,
okay.
And so it's familiar to us. When you start walking around, a criticism, if I'm allowed to give a criticism, it's very difficult as a new person to understand what people do. So people say digital signage solutions, but are they providing the hardware and software? So you have to talk and engage. So it's quite difficult really to get your bearings. It takes a couple of days to understand what you're looking at. Are they providing the screens, the hardware, or are they providing the software and the systems behind it? As a new person,
there's a number. So it's a valid criticism, and it was one that we level as well. So it's not an issue in raising it. There are a number of different guided market tours. Which take place, which a number of industry associations people put on. So they can join those and be taken around, which sort of works, it helps. There's one today at 2 o'clock, I think. So it's possible to do that. And now you're quite big on the social media, Twitter side of things as well. Yeah. Have you kept an eye on what's been going on with the social media aspects of the show?
I have. It's been a bit difficult, at the show, to get internet connection, so we've been going to the Wi-Fi zone to look up. Yes, a lot of the information I'm getting about digital signage has very much been on Twitter, following Daily Do, seeing what's happening and absorbing information there. Also using Twitter for clients to push out what they're doing. It's a very good platform, and events are fantastic because the industry seems to pick up on Twitter.
So you actually think it's useful for newcomers and people, or attendees alike, to follow the Twitter stuff to see where the trends are and things?
Certainly. Twitter is the platform, I believe, yes.
Okay. I often think sometimes, I mean, we're big on Twitter, of course, and we measure it ourselves, but I often think sometimes that people are putting out the message for the sake of putting out the message, without really measuring it and figuring out what the output of that is.
Yes, it's difficult to know. With a feed like Twitter, there's obviously a lot of information and absorbing that, but linking up to the right platforms and like Daily Do, where it's refined and you can get the right information that you require, is really great for that. It just takes a bit of time for the newcomer to understand, with all industries really, what feeds to look at. But the great thing about Twitter is the information is there with hashtags. You can find it if you're looking for it, and you can quickly distinguish spam or multiple messages against those that are relevant and interesting.
So as a first comment to the show, you'd come back again next year? It was a good enough impression?
Certainly, yes. I look forward to growing my experience in the digital signage and making new connections and yeah.
Okay. And what's your? This is our first ever fourth day. So normally, if you'd come last year, you would have come to a 3-day show.
Yeah.
Anything planned for today that you want to try and catch up on before the?
I think
show
catch
closes?
up with people that I've met before and just additional questions that I've got for them. So really close up and just round up what I've found before, and just now I've got more information from the days and I know the questions I need to ask. I can go back to the stands of interest and get a bit more information from them. So that's my plan.
Right, good. It's a good plan for the day because some of the stands will be a little bit quieter, I think, on the last day.
Yeah.
Simon, thank you for coming.